Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth Podcast. Yes, we said it, Down to Earth
22.
Podcast. I'm your first co-host, Mr. Demario. Second co-host,
Mr. Jeremy.
Mr. Jeremy. How's it going, brother? Talk to me. Nice to see you in the booth again.
Ow. Damn, see, we gotta start it over. Oh, no, I meant the video, but that works too.
Nah, I'm at the handshake.
That was,
shit hurt.
how was your weekend?
Me, pretty good. I got a lot done this week. Did some chilling just to kind of refresh the mind. Played some Resident. Why is he saying that? But no, the week was good, man. A lot of changes happened. We'll go into that a little bit further into the podcast. But overall, good week, good mindset. Feel like some good things happened, and I'm going in a good direction. How about you?
Same. Fast week.
Mm.
There was just so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just regular stuff, nothing even really that crazy.
Right.
A lot of late nights, early mornings, and then, when you a couple days like that in a row, then you're just like, what day is it again? And, oh, it's Friday. Oh, it's Saturday.
You on that game.
Now here we are shooting early because got stuff we got to do tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a solid week.
Okay, I like that. So I mean, I'll start first. When it comes down to how things been, I start my new sales position on Monday. Thank you. Very excited about this one. It's a lot of structure and working with some high level people. So looking to really put myself through the growth challenge that I need to go through and get this skill up to a very good point to where I can bring in 50, 100,000. Damn!
You must not have went to school because that's not a real number.
That's gonna be real when I make that. But very excited about that. Obviously had to conversate with my other sales position, kind of in that a little bit. So that was exciting as well. In that, I mean, it's a little weird as well, just to
Sure.
you know what I mean.
Always
That's
leaving
always
something or
something.
technically quitting, I guess,
Yeah,
since you're getting paid by them.
at the end of the day. So,
Is it the first time you ever quit something, or did you quit before?
what do you mean, like a
Jobs?
job?
Yeah.
No, I quit Best Buy. I quit. Remember when I went to GES? Quit them.
Oh yeah.
Went over there with you real quick, came back. So
You messed up that bag. But we won't get into that.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the. Yeah. It was the bag.
Yeah,
It was the bag and the time at that point. But Best Buy was still. I was still getting bread over there though.
Less and
Not
had to
that.
work
No.
for it, right? Oh.
But how about you, man? I know that you did some poker stuff this weekend and some exciting things happened. So
I don't know about exciting, but wow, he is crying. No, no. So it was a poker tournament we've been talking about. The first real World Series of Poker event, I guess, in Hammond, Indiana. Played that yesterday with my boy Caesar. Shout out Caesar.
Shout out Caesar.
First wave, I lasted like 4.5 hours, and then made a couple bad mistakes that ended my tournament life for that one. Dang. I was disappointed, yeah. And I was probably about an hour and a half away from the money. I played for 4.5 hours, and then just had to take that long walk down the hallway. Long walk. It's like a gym, right? And it's just like endless. It's like more like a venue, like a concert area, and it's just endless poker tables, and all you hear is just like the chips, and there's moving 20, 30, it had to be 50 plus tables. I was at table 57.
How many people per table?
9. There's probably 1,000 people in that room. And then, like, if you're at the far one, once you get knocked out, you got to pick up your stuff, and you literally have to just walk, bro. You just have to walk. And that was the quietest walk of my life because I was crying, not physical tears. And then, so I took a break, resettled, had some food, rehydrated, a little stretching, got the mind right, and then I did bullet number 2. I lasted 5.5 hours, and then I ran into a bad beat. And what a bad beat is where you do everything the right way, and the luck part of the game kicks in and just says, fuck yourself. So that's pretty much what happened. That one was really fun, though. I didn't really make any mistakes in that game. And then Caesar, he made day 2, so he'll be playing tomorrow on Sunday. That's why we're shooting today. Nice. So I could go support him. And he's got some money locked up. We won't go into numbers, I'm not pocket watching nobody.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But no, I lost, but I won confidence that I can hang with the best in a way, and I'm going to bring that forward to the next big tournament that's in April.
So you said you had to you played for 4 hours straight?
I played for 4.5 and then got knocked out. So Caesar's wave was the 11 o'clock wave. To make day 2, you had to make it to 10 p.m. So he played for 11 hours straight with 1 hour dinner break.
Savage. So let me ask you this then, right? Because obviously with time and as things going and it's in different areas, the mindset starts to shift a little bit, or at least I believe that. So walk me through as far as you beginning to like towards the end of at least the first one, like I don't know, just how you were feeling. Were things different?
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it all the same? You know what I mean?
Well, the crazy thing is, so the first thing with poker, it's like the difference between that and any other game or competitive aspect of something, football, baseball, basketball,
Mhm.
there's a period of not doing anything,
Right.
whether you're on offense, you're on defense, or in between innings or stuff like that. In poker, like if you get up and walk away to like take a break, your chips are getting still taken off of your stack when you're blinds. So you have to be there the entire time that the game is being played. And there's a couple of 15-minute breaks here and there, but you pretty much have to go 2 hours straight, and then you get just a 15-minute break, then 2 hours straight, 15-minute break. Like if you need to go to the bathroom, you'll probably run to the bathroom and run back to your seat just so you don't miss a hand that could potentially make you a lot of money or chips in this aspect. But my mindset was, I was really nervous at first. And I think everybody at the table was too, because it was really quiet. Nobody, and then, 2 hours later, a little table talk starts happening. People start, oh, what's your name? I met the guy next to me, shook hands, talked a little bit. What do you do for work? All that stuff. And then you kind of get in your groove of play, which I was good for. And then 3.5 hours in, our table broke. And I think this is one of the.
What you mean table?
So I'll get into that.
I was about to say it just fell apart.
One of the hardest things in poker is we just sat there with 9 people for 3.5 hours. You get your profile on them, how they play, how they do certain things, and then the table judge comes around and they're like, okay, there's enough seats everywhere. We got to break this table. They'll hand you a new card. You have to go to a new table, sit down as fresh blood, and now you know nobody at the table. You have no idea how they play, but they've all been together now. So there's that psychological shift where I don't know how people are playing, so now it's kind of like you're right back to normal, and you're starting from fresh again.
Scratch.
And I moved twice in the first tournament and twice in the second tournament. So right when you think you got everything figured out and you're kind of on a roll, and I was on a heater multiple times. And then exactly. And then they come break the table, you sit down, and you're just like outmatched. I went to a table, there was 4 online pros. Like, what am I going to do against them?
Hey, fresh meat, huh?
Right, exactly. And then you just see me walking down the hallway with nothing in my hands. Highway robbery. He sat me down and kicked me out.
That's lit, though. I would love to experience one of those for that length of time, like 5 hours or so. Just watch. I ain't trying to play.
Oh, no, you're going to play.
I ain't trying to play. I definitely
I'll stick you by and just give me half whatever you want.
I bet. No. But, so, I mean, I want to go into starting, like, new things. So, me talking about, me starting the new gig on Monday and everything, a lot of different thoughts are coming up. A lot of different things are coming up. And a lot of things were thrown at me at once. So, like, doing all of the onboarding and stuff like that and looking at their systems, looking at their presentations, all that, like, a lot of shit, I was just sitting there, I was just like, what the fuck does this mean?
Right? It's all fast track.
Right? Because it's like Jesus Christ. But I'm like, okay. I need to just, first step is just, don't matter if I was retaining this shit, I just need to watch it, listen, or sit halfway on my phone, let it play or whatever, because I just need to get through it. But I wanted to ask you, and I'll answer as well, go more in depth into what I was just saying right now, but how do you feel actually starting something new? Honestly.
Yeah.
And I mean when's the last time have you started something new, I guess, after you answered?
I guess it's technically been a while because the job that I've had now for 3 years.
You've been at the title company for 3 years now?
In July, yeah. 3 years in July.
Congrats, bro.
That, that was new, but I went in and was training under Jake, an old friend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jake.
Yeah.
So, like, it wasn't really that jumping into something brand new.
Yeah.
The first time I jumped into something, or one of the most recent times, was probably when I went full time construction.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because that
Okay.
was from a pizza place with young high school kids and all of that stuff to you're up at 4 in the morning with all these
With the
with
dogs.
the dogs.
They
Like
cracking up a brew in the morning.
6:30 a.m. You see monsters and 5 hour energies getting cracked. Drug addicts. Look, a heron bag right in McCormick Place. Oh, anyway. Uh, but no, I mean, I like starting new things because I crave the knowledge most of the time. And, I'm going to take something out of everything, good or bad, that I could just kind of put in the back pocket and apply to something else. Like construction, I knew the people, but I didn't know the work. I didn't know the strain on my body. I didn't know the long hours. And I hated it. I loved the people, hated every aspect of all of the work, all of the waking up, to the point where like I could damn near cry some of those days. Swear to God, that it was just affecting me that badly, that I could like, if I really think like, damn, I'm not doing anything that I actually want to get done right now in life, and you just kind of feel like you're on that hamster wheel, it's enough to make you cry. I swear to God. I didn't. Anyway.
You cried a little bit. You got that big.
No, and then GES was new. That was brand new. That was my first like corporate job.
It was wild on those, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into the ending things. That'll kind of cap off the GES experience.
Right, for sure.
But I'm always open to do new stuff, and I think I'm kind of shifting more into applying some new things to the fun side of life. Whether it's going to be a little like a league for bags, or pickleball, or just something new and competitive. I'm looking forward to next. But as far as work, I mean, I just do the real estate stuff, so I'm not really looking to get into anything new, I guess.
Yeah. But overall, you just feel what? What do you usually feel?
I'm usually nervous to start, but then eager to be the best at whatever the new thing is that I'm starting.
Like once you like let's say if you had to go to a baseball like team or whatever.
Yeah, I would be nervous at first because I wouldn't know anybody, and then
once you start playing,
and then I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to be the best in the whatever position I'm playing by the end of the season.
Gotcha.
Or shoot to be the best, at least.
Yeah.
I go into everything like that, so that's just a mindset.
All right, at the end of the day. Okay. I got you. But then, I mean, you brought up a point when we're kind of coming up with this and talking about the topic that when you do start something new, it affects people around you. So I wanted you to go more in depth into exactly what you mean by that. And if you have an example, you can. If not, then I would definitely give my 2 cents on that as well.
Yeah, maybe you could give an example. I don't know if I'll be able to think of one off the top of my head, but just the idea of starting something and you got all those nerves, but then you also have the real life aspect of all the people around you that are used to your presence in a certain way because of your schedule. And then you make a big life shift, and you might not have time for that one friend or that group of friends or that activity or that group of people in an activity, and kind of like that outer circle, because your smaller circle shrinks so much to just you while you're learning that new thing, getting used to your new shift change. If you go from working first shift to third shift at a job,
that's a big change.
You're going to be dealing with almost nobody in your real life is like there anymore because of just the time difference.
You sleep while they up,
right? Exactly.
They sleep while you up.
And with the sales training and stuff, until you're perfect, quote unquote perfect at it, you're spending a lot more time on the training aspect of stuff, and then you also have the full-time aspect of the work itself. So you're cutting things out of your free time to make time for the training of that, which is going to affect some people. Like if you're doing less gaming, less time you're hanging out with me, Leaf, and Jeff. And then
shout out to the boys.
And then those are the situations where then it's like, oh, Mark doesn't really mess with me anymore. I don't know. Why is he mad at me? He doesn't like hanging out with me. And that's kind of that negative stuff that starts to seep in right when you're on the brink of starting to do good in that new thing. And I think that's just one of those revolving doors of life. Right before you're getting shot into something really good that you're trying to do, the negativity starts kind of swelling around. Oh, why are you doing that? oh, dude, I could get you in with my place. Why didn't you ask me? You laugh like because you know you've had people like that because that's how it goes.
Why didn't you ask me?
Dude, I could have got you in where I'm at, man. They make blah 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 blah, and then that's just negative instead of, oh, bro, that's awesome, man. You want to get together, talk about it? No, it's straight up. Why didn't you go to me? I could have got you in. We're making good money over here. Oh, you must not fuck with me like that, huh?
I got you. Yeah, that one hit. Oh, that one blew his mind. Oh shit! But I guess when it comes down to my point of view of that, I would agree with that. That it does affect the people around you. Because if I would say definitely for me, I could speak from experience of a lot of changes for the over the past year or so, and
Or just do 5 years.
that's
like
yeah,
1 year.
that's
It's like a lot of stuff
That's
happens.
a lot. If you talk about within the 5 year span, then I would say a lot of changes because even with how I play the game, it was at one point where I only played the game only on Fridays with the boys. That's it. Like everything else was dedicated to
Whatever.
working on stuff
Right.
or just hanging out, building that relationship with me and my girl and other stuff, trying to incorporate family or whatever. But now it's like that changed already because now I'm playing the game Thursdays on a random little Wednesday.
Well, because now you and your girl play the game too, and if you got, not everybody can play together.
But I would say that, especially when you start, how do I put it? When people starting to see that no matter what things you go through, you're going to continue to excel towards the thing you want. I think that brings up some feelings for people, to be honest with you.
Sure.
Like they see that you have failed at something and that you're like kind of you don't have like a everyone wants to get to that point in life where it's just a straight line, right? They have their career set, they have the relationship set, everything's going good.
Money, cars.
You know what I mean? Everyone wants that. But when people are seeing you go through just, I would just call it random stuff, right? And it's nothing on path. It's not like, oh, go to this school and then go to this and then get that and then that. And they see you excelling and shit like that. I think it affects some people for sure.
That's when that luck word starts getting thrown around.
Yeah, and then like you start to see different things. And a big thing, bro, that I was thinking about is, with your goals and everything, man, like, I have a goal to make 20K. That's like my new goal, whatever, right? And it's like there's a lot of things that come with that goal that I'm focused on. I'm gonna be able to do this, that,
Right.
that. But there's those things of you bringing this up, how it affects other people is, okay, he's making this. How's that affecting them? I'm not thinking about. I'm thinking about the positive. It's going to affect them because I'm going to be able to do more with them, be able to give money whenever I want to do that. But the negative or the other side, I'm not even going to call it negative.
It's the other side. It's not even.
Yeah,
It's negative
because
in our minds.
Yes.
Well, it's just a negative thing in general. But yeah, it's just the other side of that.
Other side is, like I would say I would take it from this example. So I was watching The Bachelorette, right? With me and my girl, we watched that, right? So Aaron Rodgers' brother was on there, which I told you.
Yeah.
Right? And the dudes they were playing Uno or whatever. And Aaron Rodgers' brother was like, no, the rules doesn't work this way, they work this way. Just the same way as me and you would just disagree if like a rule or whatever. But the dude took it as he was just like, oh, because he thinks his brother's a star and he's a star that he could just say, follow me? So it's
That's crazy.
So that's what, like, I was like, wow, that's insane. Because, like, the dude was saying it. He was like, all I'm doing is saying what the rules are. Like, what? But, again, you just don't think about that other side of how good things that you feel like is so good affect other people. And I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know if people are not happy for you or whatever when you get in those positions. But
I think it's more of like, I think some people really have the case of, oh, you just think you're better. That because like if I openly said, hey, for the next 3 months, I can't hang out, I can't play the game on the weekends, I can't go to the family parties, I can't go over to my significant other's family house, can't do our typical Sunday dinners. I know that 3 months of doing what I'm telling everybody that I'm going to do is going to propel me tenfold to what I'm trying to get to. But all of the other parties that are involved, not directly, indirectly, It's, oh, Demario doesn't want to come around anymore. Jeremy doesn't want to come around anymore. Oh, is he too good for us? Oh, he used to come over all the time. What happened? Oh, he's got new friends now, doesn't he? Oh, that new job. He thinks he's better than everybody, huh? Oh, he's making money now, so he can't fuck with us. I see how it is. Okay. I really think that's exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
And then the same with the friends. And then, you have the snakes that come out that feed off of that, like that could try and take the place. The jealousy starts to kick in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what? I'll just have my other friend come. We'll be fine. We got 4. It's okay.
Right. We don't need you.
Right. Then they're trying to like insert that, right? And then, yeah, I really think that's how it goes.
Damn, what was I about to bring up? I had thought of something real good. Damn. I forget.
But there's something along the lines of that, either our experience or whatever. I'm just gonna leave it, but I agree with that. I think that's where that comes from.
Because
And
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, like, I don't have to tell anybody what I'm doing, right?
Oh,
but in this situation, I said, I got 3 months that I got to grind to, this project that I'm working. Let's just say it's a project with a deadline, right? 3-month deadline. I'm even telling everybody that, but you're still receiving just nothing but the negative.
Correct.
Nobody's going to say, you know what? Go do what you got to do for 3 months and don't talk to me or check up on me or see how I'm doing. I'm going through a breakup right now. You know that I'm getting a divorce. You know that I can't pay the bills, but you're just going to go do your thing and not care about me. I could just keep rattling them off.
I see.
And that's how it goes.
He got him. He
and
know
that's
them
that
for it.
99%. He's trying to go off. He's trying to go
He
off.
on fire. But no, because I want to bring this up. This is a thought that I had. Even when I tell people that I'm doing 6 months no alcohol, 6 months no smoking, 6 months whatever.
Same thing.
It's the reaction to it is crazy.
For things that don't even affect somebody else.
Crazy.
And they don't even affect somebody else.
It doesn't. It just why? Like it's not even the fact that you're asking. It's the way that you ask why. I mean,
I think it's an okay question to ask.
It is.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think it's just the tone that you come on.
Yeah,
like if you tell me that for 6 months you're not playing the game, and I go, why?
I mean, if you tell me that, that's going to be my response. I'm going to be honest with you. But no, because it's like, I don't know.
It's a thin line, bro.
Because that's when I feel like something like the drinking thing will kick into somebody else's mind, like, damn, maybe I am drinking too much, or they've already had a thought like that.
Yes, maybe it's something like that.
But I'm not going to do no 6 months and not drink, and I'm not going to do this long.
Which is fine.
I got a party on Friday, right? I'm just not coming off. You have something against
that's what I'm saying. I'm just not coming off as, and I guess that, or as like I'm better. Like I can do this. You can't.
Right, because right after 6 months we can get wasted. So.
White girl wasted. No, but yeah, man. So I guess we'll just transition into ending things. Right. So I mean, for you, like, how do you feel ending something?
Yeah, I think
if you have to like think about it,
if I'm the one ending it, I'm a really calculated person as it is. So when I'm ending something, it's all quote unquote correctly done. Okay. If it's a job, I'm giving the correct notice. I'm not. My work is not going to be negatively affected. I'm still going to work just as hard through the finish line. I'm not going to burn bridges, because that's one thing that I've learned early on is, you don't have to burn a bridge. Why? From when leaving the construction, from leaving the pizza place, from all of those early on life things, I feel like we're done correctly. But when I'm not the one ending it,
interesting.
That's tougher, because being a calculated person and the overthinker that I am, it forces me to instantly try and find an answer to everything, which is just not possible. And the example for that is GES, one of the companies I worked for.
We worked for. And I went to Vegas. Why is he bringing that up?
I don't even remember that either. And then we just got to bring it back up.
But go ahead. My fault.
But no, that was my first, quote unquote, big boy job.
Yeah.
I was there for a year, and I actually was put in line for. So I was just like a helper. I forgot what the term was, but just assisting a manager in pre-show stuff.
Right.
And the job opening came up for a project manager, which is like, here's where I was at. and like here is where the project manager in that company is.
Mhm.
Would have went from, I think I was making like, it was started at $17 an hour,
Mhm.
and that job would have been like I think 60 to 80K, which is a massive jump. That's over double.
Massive. Yeah,
That's like almost 3 times.
Super.
Life changing in that aspect.
Right.
You know, I ended up having the interview.
Mm-hmm.
They loved me,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were getting ready to have my manager sign off on it because I wasn't even there a year yet, and the corporate rule was you have to have your manager sign off if you're going to move around the company in less than a year because it's frowned upon. But I was a shining star. So.
Okay, I like that in you.
But so that happened, and then I swear to God, 2 or 3 days later, everything shut down to COVID. It went 0 to 100 just like that. I had everything. I was like, I'm going to start making this money. I'm going to be this new role. It's a management role. I got the union guys working under me. You know, if you go to the auto show downtown, like I was a part of building that.
Yeah.
All the way up to the first person coming through the door. Things need to get done correctly and concisely. And then the company shut down. Everybody goes on furlough, just like that. And I felt like that was like just ripped away. And I tried finding answers like, oh, it'll be over. You know, we're going to go right back. Everything's going to pick right back up. I'm going to get that position. And then 2 weeks later, I'm swinging a hammer. Because I had to go into construction. So, you know.
Swinging a hammer, killing motherfuckers.
That actually, yeah, I didn't even think about that, how that came up.
But go ahead, that's crazy.
But no, actually, that'd be like a movie transition. You know, corporate America, you got your suit and tie on, and then it just flashes you sitting there with a stank face, hitting a nail into some fucking wood. That was my life for the period of that 2 weeks. And then, but yeah, because I struggled with that because I was like, okay, now I got to do construction. Because of COVID, it doesn't look like the job's coming back.
Right.
Then COVID started going away. The job was already out of my mind. I was like, okay, it's on to something else, whatever. I was doing construction. And then I decided to chase a current dream at the time of living in Vegas.
Right.
You know, so I went to Vegas, found a place, passed a background check. I was going to do 6 months up front, do my 6-month stint. And then, you know, if I want to end up creating a life and continuing a life out there, I was going to do it. Otherwise, I could just come right back after 6 months with just maybe a little bit of money lost, but, you know, a lot of knowledge and life experience gained. I was going to do that. And then COVID ramped right back up again. And I was like, okay, if casinos are shutting down and Vegas is going dark for the first time, I'm going to go drop $8,000 for 6 months just to go do the same thing I could just be doing back here. So that was another thing that I was like, oh, you know, maybe when it gets better, I'll move. And then, you know, the building blocks of life just put other stuff in front of you. And then here I am, and I wouldn't change a thing. How about you?
he had to sit there for a little bit.
That was good. I haven't talked about a lot of that stuff in a while. So that was going down memory lane.
But always good to go down memory lane. But what I would say is, man, usually when it comes to anything, I freak out first. That's my first thought or first action, whatever, is I start to overthink oh, this is gonna happen, oh, I'm betraying this or doing this, or all these different things just come up. And that's just usually for me how anything go. After probably a good 3 to 5 days of procrastinating or just going around those thoughts, I'm just like, all right, I need to do something because I can't be that person to like how you were just saying, to connect what you were saying, you want to make sure you leave on that perfect note that you have in your head of, I have this, I have that. And in my head with leaving the recent sales job was I wanted to just at least have a couple of days. We don't have too many leads or whatever, so it's we can handle that, So,
right.
But at least give them, 5 days, 6 days, whatever, to at least think things out and be like, all right, well, right now we could probably just keep continuing without them, whatever. But giving that actual time period. But I'll usually freak out in the middle. I'm just like, all right, you need to stop being a baby. And then once I'm actually doing it, it's just like, oh, this is nothing. This is nothing than what I thought it was going to be. So I would say my mindset and my thoughts always take over when it comes to me ending things. That's even when I got let go from the trucking thing. And I had...
That was probably a little longer than the 3 to 5 days, too.
Yeah. Because I had the choice to go back.
Right.
and just continue making that bread and like nothing happened. But I was like, damn.
Like I say, the one thing that gets knocked out of that is when the money comes into play. Like, oh damn, I got bills to pay. I can't just be sitting here doing nothing.
Facts. Facts. And I would say it was definitely a. I mean, it was an easy choice once I was on the phone with you. I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. But going down that lane of all the stuff that I went through now and the different me's, I would just say mindsets and points of view of things or whatever, I just like shit. But like you said, the biggest thing that I don't have the money right now too much, but experience and just understanding myself, how I act during different things, bro, is just, it was good to see my character and shit.
Yeah.
And with seeing that, I know how now, okay, like this is probably the first time that I really looked at, okay, how do I think when ending things? I never usually thought about it. I usually just fucking be like, oh,
It just is what it is.
it is what it is.
Right.
But now I'm being more aware of how I'm doing things and just loving it, man. So I appreciate you answering those two questions because I was just thinking about that this week of starting
You know, I
something
think
new, ending things, and etc.
one of my favorite affirmations to myself when that stuff does happen is going back and a lot of different emotions and stuff are happening when you're beginning new things, when you're ending new things, when you're in the middle of new things.
Facts.
And I think one of my favorite attributes that I could constantly go back and look at is the grind aspect.
Okay.
Like that I can truly say that whatever I jump into,
Mhm.
I will grind it out. I'm not just going to complain and sit there and take it. So not to toot my own horn or anything, I was just thinking through all of that stuff,
Mhm.
the only factor that was always the same was the grind.
Yeah,
Just the fact that whatever it is, it's got to get done.
it's got to.
And that's what I go into everything with now. No matter what it is, if I don't want to do it, if I want to do it, doesn't matter. It's got to get done, so just do it.
I would say this as well, and this is one of the. I'm going to end on this, and I'm done after this.
Me too.
But one of the biggest things I love about video games is seeing yourself progress. There was at one point I was horrible at Call of Duty. Right? I'm not saying this to say I'm raw as fuck, even though I am. But what I'm saying is that I need to have this same mindset of with the video games and everything you do because, like I said, with Call of Duty, I was horrible. There was nothing I can do. Those dudes was fucking me up any way it went.
Well,
It didn't matter.
It got to a point where you literally said, "There's just nothing I can
do." But there comes a point where you get to that low and you just like whatever, and then it just kicks in and you just start consistently doing it. But it's the time that we're putting in and just keep going back to it, regardless of how I'm feeling, regardless of what motherfuckers saying to you on the game.
And then on the flip side, having the successful people doing the same thing as you better than
that's another very good point. Very, very good point. You need to be around people that are better than you and shit that you want to get better at. I would definitely say that's a huge fucking point because you are very good at Call of Duty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna cap. And playing with you and even watching kill cams and shit of like shit that you do or somebody else on YouTube raw says, I was like, damn, I want to do that shit. But me seeing that shit is like it's like slowly programming my mind like, okay, I'm gonna do that shit. If he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was just a huge point, and I'm just glad we talked about this. And like I said, I'm gonna make that an affirmation of be the DeMario with playing video games because every video game you have at least sucked or like Resident Evil, I was horrible.
You start out, it's starting new. It's literally what we started talking about today. You start something new. And you got to go through. You're going to have all the jump scares, but then it gets to the point where it's coming, so it's not a scare anymore.
Facts, big facts. You can start to predict shit. That's what they say, like exactly. Michael Jordan and them do. I am Michael Jordan.
Positive affirmation number 372.
But we appreciate you guys tuning in today for this episode. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do the thing, or just view. Doesn't even matter.
Pour one out for the homies.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Why is he doing that? But hope you guys have a productive week. We shall see you next week. Peace.